Welcome to Highway to Helms in 3, 2, 1.
Another day, another dollar as I holler to the world. I love the way I'm living, love the Gucci, love the girls, love the parties and the clubs, love the models and hot tubs, love the German engineering set on deep dish dubs. Another tour around the world, entertaining the fans. I love walking through the airport, taking pictures, shaking hands. Every day from Easy Noise to crack it open, find a pearl. I love the way I'm living, is what I holler to the world. Wake up in my...
Welcome everybody to another episode of Highway to Helms with your host. My name is Shane Hurricane Helms. To my immediate right, we got my co-host, as always, the Big Daddy, Mike Maverick. And joining him, to his right, another big man, Big Arik Royal. You can follow him on Twitter at Big Arik Royal. Let's go ahead and knock out some of these sponsors real quick so we can get that out of the way. First off, we got to thank highspots.com. They just put out the brand new Omega DVD from the last show we did, the Support the Sport, where we raised a couple $1,000s for a local high school to get them a wrestling mat, get some $5,000, I'm being told. Motherfuckers, yeah. Highspots.com, anything you need in wrestling, paraphernalia, you want some merchandise, action figures, you want championship belts, replica belts. They got wrestling rings they'll sell you. Me personally, they supply me with knee pads, elbow pads, shit I need to survive my career. Highspots.com are what you need. Figure4apps.com, if you have an idea for an app, Figure4 apps are the one to go to. I went to them. They produced the official Shane Helms app, the Shane Event. You want to look for it in your app store, just type in Shane Helms or Shane Event. It should pop up. It's available on Android and Apple systems. They also made the I'm a Wrestling Fan. Find out any wrestling show near you, not just WWE, not just TNA. Find out all the local indies near you. Then this app plugs into your GPS on your phone. It'll take you right to the door. That's the same concept for I'm a Fight Fan. Not just Bellator, not just UFC. There's probably some local, as we say in pro wrestling, independent MMA shows. Find them on the I'm a Fight Fan app, free of charge, Apple Android system as well. Yes, the same concept for NASCAR and Indy racing is I'm a Race Fan. This is Hermie Sadler's favorite app. If you know anything about racing, you know the Sadler name. Same concept for I'm a Comic Con Fan. Find out where the Comic Cons are near you. I got a huge one I'm going to in Miami soon. And that's why I'm working my ass out hard. You know what I'm saying? Working my ass out hard. And we also got to thank our main sponsor, Top Rope Belts. If you want a championship made, these are the guys that go to. You can see over my shoulder the PWI Heavyweight Championship. They made that. They also made, and I brought it up here for a few people that haven't seen it, a legacy title that they made for me, awarded to me. These guys do the best work of any championship company that makes championship belts going out there. If you got something you want to do, they make them for different companies. Football teams, I know they've done something for like the Pittsburgh Steelers, I believe. They need to do something for the Redskins, because that's my team. But anyway, topropebelts.com. Go there, check out the gallery. They made Jeff Hardy's belt. I know they made a belt for Shannon Moore, the Dillagaff belt. You know what Dillagaff means?
Do I look like I could? Never mind.
Well, you know. These guys do great work. They're awesome, awesome work. Let me put up the title so you can see who we got on this show. At Big Arik Royal. You can find him on Twitter. Me, I'm at Shane Helms.com. You probably already know that. Mike, I took your shit off because you don't use Twitter enough, and I'm very disappointed.
Well, as soon as I figure out how, I'll be glad to use it.
How the hell do you not know how to use Twitter?
I got Facebook. MySpace.
MySpace just took my shit down.
I'm on there with my only friend on there is Michael Yamaha.
What?
I said my only friend on MySpace is Michael.
That's your
Yamaha.
only friend in life is Michael Yamaha.
I don't even like that motherfucker.
Now I got an email of course nobody ever goes on MySpace, but I'll still get like a bunch of friend requests on MySpace. It's always like people in Russia. Evidently that shit's still big, in Russia and China or some shit. I don't know. So I'll go in there every now and then if I'm fucking bored, or we're not bored. I'll go in and I'll accept them all and whatever. And anyway, I got an email from MySpace about some horse shit. And I just happened to go look on it. They done took my shit down. I guess I haven't used it enough or something.
Is my Twitter account still there?
I just looked on my phone to see if it was there, and it fucking said it couldn't find it, so I don't know.
Come on, man.
Why would they do that to me? I was the first pro wrestler on MySpace. That's what started that whole social media shit. I had it linked off my WWE.com page.
Trendsetter.
I don't know if it was a fucking trend. It's some bullshit. Anyway,
it's coming back though.
Evidently, I don't know how they coming back if they delete my shit.
Maybe it's like, since you're the first pro wrestler, we're gonna make you restart it all over.
Them motherfuckers. But anyway, before we get ahead of ourselves here, we every couple of weeks it seems we got a death in wrestling. There was another one recently. Didn't get a lot of play, I guess, because he wasn't one of the big names. But Al Green, I worked with Al Green in WCW. He was a good guy. He was known as the Dog at that time. More popularly known as one of the Master Blasters with Kevin Nash. Is how a lot of people know him. I don't know if that was more popular than the Dog, but it was more infamous, perhaps. But I tell a little story about I worked with in a hardcore match when we were the hardcore champions. Because when you think hardcore, you think 3 count. Tell the truth. Exactly.
And Tank Abbott.
But before we got Tank, I had a hardcore match with Fit Finley, Brian Knobs, and the Dog. And hit me with a fucking trash can lid. And the handle hit me right, split my damn wig. First time I ever had staples put in my head. And I just remember going, ow. Like, ow, is my cell.
Who you flavor?
Ow. And fucking blood just started pouring down my head. And like that, I was like, motherfucker.
911 is a joke.
That shit was a joke. And anyway, Al felt terrible about it. And the finish was the Bam Bam Slam through a table. And it was my idea for the Dog to do the Bam Bam Slam on my ass through the table.
And so hard weight.
And it's a mighty hard way, but he felt so bad about it that he tried to overprotect me and ended up breaking his damn hand just to take care of me. So I don't know the guy like super well or anything like that, but I'm sure his friends and family are dealing with some tough times. So can we stop with all the deaths in wrestling? Can we stop with them?
Really?
Jesus. Jesus. Odin. Somebody help us out. But anyway, let's go ahead and get that out of the way. And let's talk about one of the best Monday Night Raws in recent memory, in my opinion.
Did you like it?
I got home late, but I caught up with it, man. Yeah, it was really good.
It was almost Attitude Era. I tweeted that. It was almost Attitude Era.
Well, didn't they make an announcement that they're going to try to turn the heat up a little bit on that?
I don't know if they do. I try to stay away from any like wrestling, like anything that's got any spoiler related or any shit like that. And I knew that Mark had been tweeting, and I say Mark, let's go ahead and say Mark Henry stole that fucking show last night. He needs a Slammy Award, and it needs to not be a joke Slammy. Some real, like, ladies and gentlemen, next time they do some Slammys, like, this is real shit right here. Because, man, he fucking, he was tweeting about retirement, and I was like, you know. It's,
did you smell that coming, though?
Kind of, sort of. You know, my bullshit alarm, or my work alarm, I should say, is always on guard. Being in this business has got to be.
That means the same thing.
It's got to be, yeah. And but watching it, you know, he's crying. There's certain things he says that was like, man, maybe this is legit. And even though I think a lot of people in the business, especially people that are in the business, like, man, I kind of feel like something's gonna happen. But like when he went and gave the belt back to John Cena was out there. That was a subtle little thing that made me, oh, well, maybe this is legit. You know, he started mentioning his kids and. He's just being funny. You know, he's not being anything like a heel. Somebody said some shit about the Mae Young. He's like, not Mae Young, you dummy.
Yeah.
Like, it was just subtle shit, man. That
he was wearing Jim Cornette's sport coat.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Jim Cornette must have grown to be sharing that shit.
That bitch out, didn't
he? It was just some very subtle, genius things that were said in there to manipulate the crowd, manipulate people that are in the business.
Now, where was that at? Michigan? Somewhere in Michigan?
Where was the show at? I don't even remember where the show was at. Was it in Milwaukee?
Somewhere there, because the pay-per-view was in Chicago.
Where did it normally go after Chicago? I can't remember. I don't know where it was at.
Ann Arbor, Michigan, or somewhere, isn't it?
But man, he nailed that motherfucker with the world's strongest slam.
Out of nowhere too, was just like
that. If the H2H waitress was here, she would verify how loud I popped in the house. And I mean nothing against Cena. It wasn't that. It was just it was the scenario. It was like bam, like yeah, motherfucker.
See,
that's how you do it.
I got home and I saw him cutting the promo about him challenging Cena. So I was like, oh man, I missed everything. But then I had the app. I just went back and watched everything. I was like.
And to our new listeners, that we haven't really given Eric the introduction we should. I've just been so excited to talk about Raw that I wanted to jump into that. We'll get back to Raw in a minute, but because we should go ahead and tell the people who they listening to. Eric Royal's a guy. I don't know exactly how long you been in the business.
It'll be 5 years out.
5 years. Yeah. We talked about you last week on the show. You have what I consider, what I like to call the Kidman scenario for me, because I've got to see you grow as a performer, And I think that's what makes you such a big star in the CWF. CWF Mid-Atlantic is one of my favorite indie promotions. People that know me know I still travel the world, different independent promotions. And this is a promotion that they just did the 352nd show. Mm-hmm. Insane amount of people. I mean, insane amount of shows to be done by any company. And they got a loyal fan base, and they've seen you grow. Now you're the main event down there. You're the Mid-Atlantic champion. You won the Weaver Cup, which is a big tournament that they have dedicated or in honor of Johnny Weaver, the master of the rear naked choke. Yeah. He's going for the three-peat this year.
Yeah, 3 times. Try to get that 3-peat. Already won it twice. Nobody's ever won it twice.
For your hockey fans, that's a hat trick.
For your hockey fans, that is a hat trick. Is the hockey final still going on?
Yeah.
Who's in it?
The Blackhawks and the Bruins.
Right, that's right, because Chicago Blackhawks lost last night.
So they're down 2-1 now?
I guess. Well, I mean, I don't know. Hockey, I'm a fair weather fan when it comes to hockey in North Carolina. You know, we both, myself and Mike, used to follow this team in Raleigh, North Carolina, called the Raleigh Ice Caps.
I love that shit.
Yeah, it was like East Coast Hockey League or some shit like that.
They're still around. They moved somewhere, though.
And the Hurricanes came and they bounced them out of town, and I kind of still a little angry about that. So
you know what I like most about those games? It only costs $8 to get in there and watch them.
$8 to get in. They be fighting like hell every fucking game. I got a puck here from somewhere where some lady got smacked right in the fucking
still got
face.
the teeth in it?
She got smacked in the face with a puck, and I went over there and picked that shit up off the ground while they were carrying her ass
stretcher
off.
out of the way. Y'all
I would have done the same thing.
And so hockey's going on. What the hell was I talking about? What the hell was I talking about though? Why we start talking about hockey?
Because it's a hat trick.
Oh, your hat trick, yeah. So anyway, Eric, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. What made you get involved in wrestling? Were you a big fan as a kid? Who were your favorites? Just go ahead and spill the beans.
Well, I mean, of course, growing up, you know, I've always been a fan of wrestling.
Where'd you grow up?
Originally, I was born in Washington State, and then I moved to California when I was like 9. And
on your own?
Yeah.
That's
so
like
me, by myself.
9 years old.
9 years old.
2 jobs.
Cold pillow. No, I moved with my dad to Southern California, and my parents were always big believers of going for your dreams. And I remember one day we were just sitting there, and I've always been a fan of wrestling, but we were sitting there one day, and I was watching Raw, and I think it was Bret Hart. He was getting an award from somebody, but he was Kushi came out and jumped him, and then because I remember Bret Hart from when I was younger, and ever since that moment, again, that's when I fell in love with it. And then WrestleMania 12 came to Anaheim, which was 45 minutes from my house. Didn't get a chance to go, but I did. Of course, I watched it on pay-per-view, and that's pretty much the match that made me fall in love with wrestling.
The Bret Hart Hakushi
no, the Iron Man, the WrestleMania 12 Iron Man match.
The Shawn and Bret.
I watched that match the other day.
That shit was like over an hour.
Yeah.
That was a really good match.
The 60-man Iron Man match, over an hour.
Being to have your attention for an hour at 12 years old. I mean, that's something impressive. You had to be really good.
That was a great show. That was a great match. One of the all-time greats. I'm sure on everybody's
I cried like a little baby when Bret Hart lost, though.
There's your boy.
Yeah, that's my boy, man, Bret.
Man, for them to go out there though and do that match for an hour and keep everybody, make it mean something for that long.
The only thing I could do for an hour is sleep. That's literally the only thing I could do.
That's what I can do for an hour.
Yeah, that's a top match, man.
That card was pretty good. Pretty solid card, but of course that's the one that stood out.
What was even more impressive about that match was they hated each other.
Yeah. But sometimes that could be good and bad. Sometimes that could inspire you. You're landing in a little harder. That gets the adrenaline going a little bit more so than normal. And sometimes it could make shit get really fucking colorful and out of control. But personal animosity between those two is well documented.
Yeah.
Especially documented in Bret Hart's book that my dad borrowed and just won't get back.
Yeah, but get that back from me, because then I'll borrow it and won't give it back.
I noticed a pattern here.
With all my other books of yours.
Actually, Chastity Taylor, your dad has my Bret Hart book too, and I need that back as well. I ain't seen that.
Is Chastity related to somebody in the company, or is she just part of the crew?
She's part of the crew, man. I remember she started coming to the shows like 2009, and I know her and her dad wanted to start running some shows down there in like the climax kind of Greensboro area, Pleasant Garden, and she asked a few of our guys to come up there, and she would come and train with us.
You can tell she likes it. She's not just
she loves it.
a chick trying to get camera time. Chastity Taylor, CWF.
She's passionate about wrestling. She's a passionate wrestling fan.
You got a great attitude.
Yeah, she does. She's a good kid.
We had on the last Omega show the graphic I posted up earlier to announce the women's match. I thought that was a neat little thing to do, to have a woman announce the women's match. We wanted a female referee too, but we ended up being short-handed in the referee department that night.
I don't know if you weren't there when they were setting the ring up.
No.
But those damn, you've set that ring up before. Those damn iron stuff.
Are you talking about the Omega show?
Yeah, the ring they got, it was their ring. That stuff's heavy as hell.
Of course.
I mean, it's not like it's made out of aluminum or something. Every time I turn around, Chastity's walking in there carrying one of them big pieces. I'm like, Chastity, give me that. And she's like, no, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I take it away from her, and she'd go out there and get another one.
Good little plug to Chastity. So how did you how'd you get involved with the CWF? Did you just go to their training school, or?
Well, I was actually in the military for a couple of years.
Yeah.
In the Air Force.
Well, oh yeah, nice.
And I was stationed.
In
I was stationed in Mississippi.
Okay.
My mom and my stepdad, who was in the Navy, he retired. His grandma lived in Burlington. So I came up here, live up here, and the pay-per-view Vengeance.
Right.
The time I moved up here, when DX got back together, they had that pay-per-view. So I took my brothers down there to go watch it, and I was like, I know there's got to be something in Charlotte, like some training school or something. If I have to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to train, then so be it. And some guy told me about CWF, and I emailed Jeff at the time. He emailed me back. It took me a while to get there, but I finally got there, and I'm the heavyweight champion. So it just.
And the first time I met you was when I came down to train for my neck, right?
Yeah,
That's coming back.
That was actually probably like my third or fourth practice, training.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was really just starting out back then. So yeah.
That was nice of Jeff to put the newbies in there with me and my broken neck.
Well, at least he feel like.
No, you were talented then. I remember thinking you were talented then. I was like, I didn't know you were that new.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about this is my opinion.
Who are a lot of these people?
Just you know who they are. I don't want to call any names,
all right.
but they talk about you got to go to this training school. It's all about how you're trained.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree. I think either you got it or you don't. I mean,
good
training helps.
Oh, yeah, I think training always helps.
But don't you? I mean, you could take somebody that just ain't got it and put them through the training school, and they still ain't gonna have it.
Yeah, but I think that's with anything, especially with anything that's athletic. I mean, there's some people, I think Mike Tyson almost with anybody would have been, a monster. Uh-huh. Having a great training and great coach made him better.
Yep. But I don't think you could take Peter McNeely or whatever his name is and put him with the same trainers and he'd have the same results.
It just depends. Definitely, you got to have it. I mean, if you don't have it, not anybody can just do what we do.
Right.
And that's obvious by how many people fucking suck. and a lot of them don't know. They don't even know they suck.
That's the sad part. They think they're good.
I see sucky people. I see them all the time. They don't even know they suck.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Oh yeah.
It is fucked up. So you enjoying it? 5 years in?
I love it.
Staying busy?
Yeah. I love it, man. Never. Soon as I stepped foot, I remember talking to Jeff that first day, and he was just like, "Well, come to a couple practices and."
Did he say "Gow"?
See how you like it? No, he didn't say "Gow."
"Gow." I'm the Gemini kid. I train you. I train your ass.
No, he didn't say that, but he just says give it a couple times, just see how you like it. And I was like, I already knew. I was like, nah, I found that this is it. I'm just gonna take the ball and run with it. And I told him, I want to do whatever it takes. Of course, ultimate goal, of course, is to, be on TV Monday nights and Friday nights and Sundays. But I told him wherever I'm at, and since I'm at CWF, I want to help and do whatever I can to get that name out there as much as we can. So, from back then to now we got, we just did, our 4th pay-per-view, packing the house out, having good, good shows top to bottom. It's everything's coming together. The locker room is just, everything's like, really good. So.
It's a solid product, and that's what I appreciate more than anything. I mean,
and the people they run a lot of shows compared to some of these other indie.
Hell yeah, more so than fucking any indie out there.
And the people come back.
They do more shows than TNA.
Yeah, and that tells you right there. It's anybody can run one show, but when they come back to the second one, that tells you how good you did on the first one.
Without a doubt.
And every show I've been to for them, the building's full. I mean, I've been to a couple where there's people outside. They turn them away.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's what they're doing is awesome.
Hell yeah.
And it gives credibility to the sport too. It's not like some of this other horse shit you see out here that you're like glad nobody came and watched it because
I've seen some shows that were an insult to horse shit.
You got horse shit over there going, are you fucking kidding me?
If you want to know more about what we're talking about, the group we're talking about, go to CWF247.com. That's CWF247.com. Anybody that asks me about getting trained, that's the group I send them to.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of. I told Jeff this. A lot of since we've started the. Omega
Jeff is the head trainer.
Yes.
CWF.
We've gotten a bunch of requests for people to train, and we don't have a training school, so we just send them to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays.
And I've been on to pop in unannounced.
Jim's been coming up there, right?
Yeah, he's came a couple times.
Jim.
Hall.
No, you're just throwing shit out there. Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about.
He's actually the one and only person in this business that I've ever trained.
And I would keep it that way if I were you.
Well,
what you got coming up? You got any big shows coming up? What you got this weekend?
Actually, this weekend I'm free.
This is my last free too.
Yeah.
So, before the summer of Shane is over after this weekend.
Oh yeah.
So what are we doing?
Huh?
What are we doing?
I got a couple of friends that have invited me to do some shit, and I text them all back. I said I'm gonna try my best to stay my ass on the couch.
All right, so what time do you want us over?
We'll do it, man. We'll figure something out. We got an NBA final tonight.
Yeah.
Game 6.
Where's that game at?
This is in Miami. Last two are in Miami.
Yep.
And what about fucking Danny Green? Young Daniel Green.
Lean, mean Danny Green?
He's fucking shit slammed up.
Out of control right now.
It's ridiculous. It's been an exciting game. It's weird that, series I should say, that it's kind of so many blowouts. And I had this idea, and I'm going to present it to you and see what you think. And it was mainly because in Game 3, it started to be a blowout, and you could see the Heat just said, fuck it. It's like, we lose, we're going to play the game, but they had quit. Wouldn't it be interesting if when there's a series like that how much you win by, it doesn't all go to the next game, but what if it goes half?
Just add up the total points at the end?
Yeah, say if you won by 10 points in Game 3, then Game 4, you cut it in half, you start with a 5-point advantage.
Okay.
That would make, yeah. If you lost, whatever, if, say, the San Antonio Spurs won by 20, they're going to start the next game up by 10. Just cut it in half.
Right.
Wouldn't that make that other team still play to the final bell or final buzzer?
I think it would.
That would be interesting as hell.
So what was the series? San Antonio won the first game close, right?
Yeah, and then they traded since then.
They traded blowouts after that.
Right.
It was like a 20-point blowout and then a 30-point blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Miami won by 17, Game 2.
They both go on surges as teams. They were
Spurs
going
won by like 36,
Yeah,
and then Miami won by like, I think 15 or 20, and then Spurs
won by 10 or something like
You
that.
think I could get that rule changed? You think I can make that happen?
We'll look into that.
I don't know. Stearns. This is his last year's coming up. Maybe.
I'll send him a
Maybe
text.
Commissioner.
Don't you think that'd be
Commissioner
interesting?
Helms.
Would you be for it?
I mean, I kind of like it. I kind of like him starting 0-0. I think it would be interesting. But I mean,
Why I like it though is because I hate motherfuckers quit. You got to think about all those ticket payers, paid big fucking money,
See that game?
and one
That's the only
team
game they go to.
just said fuck it in the fourth quarter.
but did you see what Tracy McGrady said today or a couple of days ago? He's talking about, of course, they still comparing.
Tracy McGrady's a buddy of mine. If we're talking about the same guy
Yeah, the basketball player.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, really?
from California. Am I talking about the same guy?
He plays for the Spurs.
Obviously not super close.
He went. He's one of the guys who went straight from high school.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you say?
He was just saying they're making the comparisons to LeBron and Jordan. They were like, Jordan played with men, like he played against men.
He did.
LeBron's playing against boys, and I think like I'm not taking like LeBron is doing all he can. People are getting on.
But LeBron will be in on that quitting shit too.
Yeah, but
And Jordan never fucking
never
quit.
did. Never quit. But see, to me, it's like I think they nitpick at LeBron's games.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Way too much.
Well, there's way more media now than ever before.
And then you're actually, and I said this at the beginning of the series. I think Miami has the better talent, but the Spurs have the better team.
Yeah.
Because they have a system, and it don't matter who they put in that system. Of course, the core three: Ginobili, Parker, and Duncan. But you see what Danny Green's doing. You see what Leonard's doing, and you know
nobody predicted this Danny Green shit. How could you?
You know, and then with Miami, you kind of can key on who you need to key on. Because you key on LeBron, key on Bosh ain't really doing nothing.
I disagree. I think nobody gets nitpicked to me more than Bosh.
Well, yeah, he does get nitpicked too.
Because he gets compared to Wade and fucking LeBron all the time. It's like, man, I got to get compared to two of these motherfuckers, Hall of Fame motherfuckers all the time.
Well, he can't, like, that was the expectation when he came there. I mean, I think he's just been overshadowed in that situation. Like,
yeah. And who wouldn't?
Yeah, and he's not getting as many touches. He's not getting as many touches as he was in Toronto because you got two guys that demand the ball so much, and then they kind of, take you out of the game because they play a lot of small ball anyway. Then you got Ray Allen come off the bench, so they're gonna be keying on him too. He just gotta start getting down in the block.
He's got to get mean. He needs to get mean. He needs to get mean.
Yeah.
If you remember back when the Bulls dynasty was going, though, a lot of those big runs and wins they'd have on it wouldn't just be Jordan or Pippen. It would be like Tony Kukoc or somebody would get hot.
Kerr.
They'd always had the 3-point white guy on the outside. He's always a little white guy shooting the threes, right?
But that's when it would fuck up.
Paxson, Kerr, yeah,
that's
when
when it would
them
fuck up
motherfuckers.
the defense.
B.J. Armstrong wasn't white though.
Because they'd be leaving them guys open, and if they were hot that day, they'd light
Little white. Yeah, a little white. Little white. Yeah, there was a whole team, man. I don't know. Anyway, we're talking about basketball. Now, let's go ahead and get back. But one of the reasons I want to talk about this Raw again is because UFC had a pay-per-view Saturday. Very fucking lackluster.
Oh, really?
And this is one of the things I'm like, you know what? No matter what, and I'm not taking sides because I love MMA, and you guys know I love, anybody that knows me knows I love wrestling more than anything other than, my family. Wrestling's been my whole entire life since I was in my dad's balls. I was wrestling there. I had to beat the other sperms up to make it. I was jabbing them motherfuckers. I grabbed one of them by the little tail, swing that motherfucker around, get him out of there. I think with pro wrestling, the total entertainment package, you always got the guarantee that you're going to have a much better time, I think, watching a pro wrestling pay-per-view. Man, because that damn last UFC, we watched, after we did a CWF show, I did commentary. Mm-hmm. I had to remain PG. That was hard for me.
Because PG sucks.
PG does suck, but CWF is a little bit more family-oriented. So, I abide by the rules. Right. So, suffice to say, I'll be doing commentary for June 29th.
Okay.
That shit will not
be PG.
Be PG. I can promise you that. But anyway, we call it like the last couple fights of the UFC, man. Very fucking lackluster performances. The next night, WWE puts on. Man, ever since WrestleMania, their pay-per-views have been fucking top-notch. WrestleMania was kind of not bad, but the one since then have been fucking great. That one was off the charts, and then Monday Night Raw last night was fucking... Mm-hmm. I loved it. Now, Mike, you're Mr. Negativity. What do you give it?
I thought I was the curmudgeon on here.
You are Mr. Negative motherfucker.
It was better. I told you it was better. I love Mark Henry, so I'm a little biased on that account. I mean, I've always...
I think even if you hate Mark Henry... You had to fucking appreciate that performance.
I like Mark Henry because me and him are buddies, but I also like him as a performer. I think he's awesome.
He's evolved too. Those guys has gotten so much better.
Even if you take his, mechanical skills in the ring and don't try to nitpick that, but just his presence and just the way he comes across is just a badass. It'll come out.
And that's exactly what he is. You see Mark Henry, and you're like, that motherfucker Mike can kill you.
Yeah.
And that is true.
And he will.
See, what got me though, because when he wrestled Ryback at Mania, nobody wanted to see that match. Probably except for me. I was the only one. I was like, this match would be great, and his match was exactly what it was supposed to be. So, but then like the next night, then Ryback gets the title shot. I was like, well, Mark Henry won the match. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does he win and not get the title shot? But they know what they're doing, so he's getting it now. And
sometimes they do not know what they're doing.
For the sake of negativity, I was always one that liked a little more. I liked it when wrestling was presented more with some continuity to it, where you know, for the statisticians of us all out there that actually keep up with his shit, like you
Yeah.
just said, you know, he won the match. He
Like
should have
Stat Mark, Grant
yeah,
Sawyer.
you know, he should have got the title shot.
Right.
And I used to love the old UWF. Remember how they do the top 10 rankings on there every week, and the
Yeah.
guys would move up and down, and JR would be on there, you know, saying who it was. I just thought all that stuff was awesome because it made it seem like even if it's a fantasy league type thing, it's still a sport. And it's got some structure to it that you can get into.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even TNA. Everything's kind of too much of a free for all now. I mean, there's no real rules anymore.
And there's always unplanned matches on every show.
Yeah, they beat
What would
that
they
to
do?
death.
You know, they're always planning main events. You ain't have a main event planned already?
Yeah.
Seemed like at this point in the game, you'd have your main event
Isn't that what
planned.
Hunter said to?
That was great that he said that because we have definitely said that on this show before.
Yeah, well, you didn't know what you were going to do before the show started.
Yeah,
What would you
motherfucker.
have done if you hadn't wandered down there like that?
What would have happened?
What exactly would you have?
This is one of the times I know we don't like the show starting off with an in-ring promo, but this is one of the exceptions when you got a new champion. I didn't like him. I don't like Dolph Ziggler losing a title right away.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have a new champion,
Well,
that's
he's
one of the
hurt,
few
though,
times. Well, I mean, he did the fucking match.
Is he hurt, or is that a work?
Now, he definitely had a fucking concussion.
So-
Because when we were supposed, and then it happened in Raleigh when he got kicked in the fucking head because a couple of us went out to eat afterwards, and he was going to meet us there, and
he couldn't go.
nah, that motherfucker was knocked silly.
So you ever had a
Sit.
concussion?
I've
mean,
been
it
a
was
fucking pro
diagnosed.
wrestler. Oh yeah.
Well, what do they? I've never had one diagnosed. What do they treat it with?
Anytime your ass has been like knocked the fuck out, there's concussion symptoms.
Yeah, but I've never gone to the doctor
Or-
and had it treated. I've been
A lot of times you just get, if it's a real bad one, you get sick on your stomach, you kind of throw up all night. There's short-term memory loss, headache for a couple of days. So, you know, it could fuck your eyesight up a little bit. Your hearing
do
gets.
they do anything to treat it, or are you supposed to?
No,
take
it's
it
kind of
easy?
one of those things you gotta take it easy. That brain fucking bounces around your damn
Right.
head, so that's what it is. That's what it is. But anyway, they did that with, you know, Del Rio comes out, you know, you got a new world heavyweight champion. All right, I could do that, you know.
And I like
could
Del
do
Rio.
it.
You know, I've
I
always
like
told you
Del.
he's my guy.
He's your guy. More so than Adam Page.
No, I meant.
Eric, I don't know if you know this, but this motherfucker over here is in love with some Adam Page.
Do you know Adam Page?
I do know Adam Page. I've wrestled him a couple times. I wrestled him in L.A.
I might get Adam on the show, but I'm afraid of what Michael do. Michael him his ass up. Pun
He
intended.
wouldn't be the first one to try to do that. Pretty
Anyway, Del Rio's interrupted by CM Punk.
Me though.
Punk obviously going. They're going to take a little face turn with him.
He's got the whole Wolverine look going there.
No, actually, see, that's what people were saying. But if you go back to the X-Men movie or X-Men 3, he looked more like the new Sabretooth, not Big Sky, but the one that played him the second time.
Yeah.
That's exactly who he looked like.
Lee
Lee
Schreiber.
Schreiber.
Yeah, that's what he looked more like Sabretooth.
That was,
Actually,
did you remember when
Geek.
I was doing the ducks with Murray? I had to
yeah,
do
you
that.
had them big fucking gimmicks.
I got them from that guy in the Water Boy that sat out in the crowd.
Oh yeah,
You remember them two guys
Yeah.
that sit out there?
cross-eyed as shit.
Yeah, and they had them damn Billy Bob teeth. I actually got a pair of those one time and tried to wear them in the ring. I wouldn't have done it.
Well, you still got them now.
I swallowed them.
I'm talking about. I see the motherfucker there. Wolfpack represent in the
Hey.
World Series of college baseball.
We shift into that subject now.
Now we skip the Raw, man. Hold on, let me make a note. Talk about the pack. Wolfpack. There's no structure to this show. I don't know if
That's
you've
it.
ever fucking noticed. We just
Organized
anything you want to
chaos.
say, spit it out.
Organized
My head's all
chaos.
fucked up, though. It's bothering me.
Now, they're playing. Who they playing? Mississippi State or playing UCLA?
They're playing Carolina, UNC.
That's over.
Oh, so there's only one game. It's not a series.
That's what I was going to ask you. I don't know how that tournament
Because I
works.
saw this
It's-
morning.
it's
it was
double
like
elimination.
Double elimination. Like whoever, I think one of them was playing UCLA, the other one was playing like LSU's playing like.
So is it a round robin type
Something
shit
like that,
scenario?
yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. I know they beat the Tar Heel ass,
Shit out of them Tar Heels, though.
beating them Tar Heels ass.
Remember the last Omega show that we had,
Damn, my head's fucking.
and they had like it was like 17 innings with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we were sitting at the Carolina Ale House, and at first we weren't paying attention. Then it just, everybody's head just started shifting over to the TV.
Yeah, we shut Hooters down that night, kind of watched into that game.
Who was in that? Was that Carolina State
Carolina
again?
State, yeah,
Yeah.
in the conference.
Who
It was
won?
AC, Carolina.
Oh, so see, Wolfpack got their revenge in the
But
world.
it went like 17. What was it? 17?
I think it's 17, 18 innings.
It's crazy.
So anyway, back to Raw. So I don't know. I don't know the rules of that World Series of baseball shit.
I don't know.
I know State won that game, and I was watching.
makes me happy.
Not a huge baseball fan.
Me neither, but I like
So.
State.
There we go.
And I hate Carolina. So we're
Christian came back.
yes,
It was always
saw
good
that.
to see. That's a talent.
Where's he been? Has he been injured or is he? Just,
I know his shoulder was hurt or
used?
something. Shoulder was hurt pretty bad and took some time off. Nothing wrong with a little time off.
RVD's coming back.
RVD,
Yeah.
Rizzle, Vizzle, Dizzle.
I was shocked to hear that.
I was a little surprised at that.
I had to send him something one time, and I think it was something to do with Ghost Rider, like an action figure I found or something like that. He's a huge Ghost Rider fan. He had given me some comic related shit when we were traveling. So anyway, I found something, and I couldn't spell his fucking last name. It's whatever that shit is.
Yeah.
Wakowski or
yeah.
Wenzaniski
Yeah.
or whatever. So I put Rizzle, Vizzle, Dizzle on the fucking package. He goes, I knew exactly it was from you. What else was going on? Was there any tag teams? The Divas got a good little. They got a good little storyline going on. I'm gonna tell you what. Stephanie looked like a grown ass woman next to AJ.
Yeah, like in fact, she was a foot taller than she was.
Man, that's the difference between a woman and a little girl right there.
Well, I've never met AJ. She must be tiny because Stephanie's tall, but she ain't like 6'3" or nothing.
No, but Stephanie's a woman. That's one of the things my little nitpicky sometimes at the Divas division is. It's like, man, it seems like some kind of. We talked about this. Some kind of pedophile fetish that they got going for these little young ass little girls. That when wrestling was popping in the Attitude Era, it was women. You know, Sable was a damn woman, and China was a woman, and Ivory, and all of the divas
China
were
was a
women. What?
China was a man.
Come on now. Why you do that, man? Fallon Fox?
Yeah, she outpinched me in the gym one time. Pissed me off.
You fucking angry about it all these years later? Oh. But yeah, Stephanie like a woman, and AJ, man, AJ's great on the microphone, so that good little storyline. All that. I like the McMahons. Nobody's crazier than the McMahon shit. However Stephanie said that was pretty interesting.
She's good with that microphone, ain't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're bringing back that dynamic. Now Vicky's like, who do I listen to?
That was yeah. Did you see that segment?
Yeah.
And I tweeted in. I said, that's kind of like how it is with those agents sometimes, because you don't know who the fuck to listen to because they're all telling you different
they were
shit.
just trying to put it on like, look, we're gonna put this on TV now.
And I got a lot of private DMs off of that one from the boys who shall remain nameless. They still work there, so they can't just agree publicly.
What'd they say? You damn right.
Motherfucker, you hit the nail on the head. Shit, man. I hit a nail with a hit. What else is going on now? Daniel Bryan, did you think the motherfucker was hurt? Now, I don't know. I haven't asked nobody. They played this little injury angle. I'm going to tell you, if he's not hurt, that motherfucker did some damn Ricky Steamboat selling
The way
on
he
that
sold
shit.
it, I would say yes. The fact that they've done that with 3 or 4 other people in the last few weeks made me think,
Yeah. Damn good job.
Yeah, it was good.
I really hope he's not hurt, man, because his ass is on fire.
Yeah. Well, the thing I thought about him selling it so good, if he was selling it, was, when Randy came down there and helped him up, he popped up, he was like, all right, I got my bell rung and I'm all right, I'm going to get up now and walk to the back. But, if he'd have been,
I think he's
overacting or something.
Yeah, I think he's used to that. Like, you hear all those stories about how he used to finish. He got his eye torn out of his head. His eye popped out of his head. He finished the match. So
it's hard to say if it was because I watched it back and I'm like, man, he did a really great job. I hope he's not hurt, but I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, he's on point right now, man.
And I'm so in this mode now of not, there's a lot of shit I could find out if I wanted to. Got so many friends up there, but I just don't. I want to. Yeah, I enjoy it so much more now.
Yeah.
Well, it would ruin your perspective as looking at it as a fan or an insider.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to do. I try to just sit back and watch it. I don't try to go on Facebook and read what's going to
But
happen.
you still watch it hating it.
I have a
you a
bias
hater
against it,
motherfucker.
yes.
You hate everything.
No, I watch TNA pulling for it. I want TNA to do well.
Just because they're the underdog?
Just because I want there to be more than one company for everybody to work for. So when Arik here's ready to get a job, or whoever else, it's not just one game in town.
Gotcha. I agree with that. I think all of us want that.
Yeah, I mean,
because I'm a wrestling fan. I'm not just a
Would you not-
WWE fan. There's a lot of fans that are like that. They say they're wrestling fans, but they're just WWE fans because that's all the fuck they watch.
No,
There's a ton of good shit out there.
I love wrestling. I just don't like the stranglehold that the WWE's got on the business.
What about Ed Lewis?
How about, strangler.
Motherfucker.
And he will beat your ass even though he's got glaucoma, alcoholism, and jaundice.
Yeah.
But how many of the boys out there now don't you think would give both their nuts if there was WCW was still there handing out $1 million contracts?
I wouldn't give both my nuts for any
might
fucking
give-
thing.
You might get one. Another one. How many you need?
I'm assuming I need both of them. I was born with them motherfuckers.
One of them's a backup. You get 2 eyes, you can see out of one.
Are you an alien?
Maybe. I got RH negative blood, don't I?
There you go.
You gonna buy something?
I heard it's worth
So it's
millions.
black market.
Yeah.
That's racist, man.
Why is it gonna be a black market?
Yeah.
Yes, I
What the
mean,
fuck?
What is that trying to say? That people
Is there a white market? Or is that what everything else is considered?
I think that's
That what it
so
is?
that's why who called it the black market originally.
That fuck.
So
What?
whoever that was, I may have to, that's their one.
What else happened? I mean, like the Mark Henry thing was great. Punk had a good match. What about, of course, the ending?
Oh man, as soon as that music hit, I was
And they
like,
kept that shit quiet.
There you go.
I don't know if it was any spoilers about that leak before the day or not, but I didn't see anything there were, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a bad thing about Twitter, man. A lot of motherfuckers just throw some shit out there and you're like, motherfucker.
There's a couple times where I would just say, like, we would just sit there and we'll watch a pay-per-view and somebody would say something random.
Mm-hmm.
And later on the show, it will happen. It's like, oh my God. Like, I think with Big Show, one time, it was a chairs match. He brought out that big-ass chair.
Right.
And I was like, man, it would be like, before he even did, I was like, man, I was telling Stacey, I was like, man, it'd be really crazy if he just brought out this big-ass chair. And then like 10 minutes later, he pulls out a big-ass chair. I was like, yes.
That was
I was
awesome.
like, see, this is random. Big-ass chairs, big-ass ladders.
When Brock came out there, boy, that shit was
Yeah.
See, I
fucking-
think Brock's awesome too.
Yeah.
You know, everybody wants to do all the damn people that think they're smart want to hate on him because I don't know what they think, but
Yeah.
what he does out there, I mean, if that don't look legit, nothing does.
I think a lot of it
I
is. He
think it's
just
just
beats the
legit.
fucking piss out of you. And what you gonna do about it?
You know, when you come out there with your damn teeth in your pocket and all that shit.
I remember one time I was working Brock, and one of the agents goes, "Helms, now make sure you lay him in. You make sure I lay my punches like I pretty much hit all the time. What are you talking about? You know, just he's big. And the thing with Brock is like he's so fucking big, like it's hard to move him sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember looking at this agent, like, man, that motherfucker's gonna be hitting me back, not your ass.
You didn't want those receipts?
No. And this was like it wasn't even TV. It was a house show or something. I was like, I'm not trying to get killed out here on this motherfucker. No, I poked him in his eye.
I've wrestled him a few times.
He's a big one.
I've been in street fights that were easier than that.
Yeah.
Hey, actually, he's not that bad, really. I mean, considering what he could do. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say overall, he's pretty safe.
He brings some legitimacy that's just.
And he was so back then. I mean, back then he was so much fucking bigger and strong. You know, remember what he used to look like?
Yeah.
Oh, like, man, I bet he was what 50, 30, 40 pounds heavier than he is now.
How old is he?
37, 38. I don't know.
I think no, he's younger than me.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think when he was probably born. I want to say he was 21 when they signed him, or 22 or something like that, because he just got out of college.
And man, he's been around for a while. You think he hasn't, but
I'd guess he was born in the late 70s.
Hmm.
So he's probably 35, maybe 36.
that's a fucking animal.
Oh yeah.
That is a different fucking beast right there. Anyway, that was cool, man. And that was a great promo he did.
Yeah.
One of his best.
I like his promos too because they don't sound scripted.
Probably not.
Why is it? Writers will come up to him with the paper and go,
Yeah, he'll fucking snatch the arm out of socket if it's stupid. There's something else that happened before he came out that was good. I mean, that match was good. It was good for what it was. You know.
I would still like to see CM Punk gain about 20 pounds.
It ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna happen, so just
No.
accept it.
Just deal with it. Just deal with it, kid.
Yeah.
I guess you don't have to, so
No.
I'll worry about it.
That Shield did their thing. Ambrose and Kane. That was pretty quick. That was
Shield, let's talk about the Shield.
What you want to talk about?
What do you think about it?
We talked about them before. What the fuck? We're gonna rehash.
I don't know.
I like
Eric's
him.
here. I want to hear Eric's opinion.
What you think about the Shield, Eric?
I like this, man. They're doing their job. I like the Shield, man.
How do you think that's? Does everybody agree that Dean Ambrose is standing out?
Well,
Yeah, it's different. I mean, he's had more opportunities
We've-
as a singles competitor to stand out. But I think that all three bring something to the table.
I agree.
But Ambrose is very unique. in
He's
his,
different.
yeah.
His character. He's got that. I was watching him this morning when I watched it, and I was like, the way he talks, he's got something. And the first person that came in my mind was Jake the Snake.
Hmm.
I mean, he's kind of got that tone in his voice and that just
Natural
that dark,
delivery.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
dark delivery of his.
Grittiness,
Yeah, it was just like it's not somebody out there going, hey, let me tell you something. It's like
Yeah,
I think he's awesome.
he's good.
And plus, he does that little shit that we were talking about, like Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart, where they just could sell a simple move like a shoulder tackle or something and just do it different.
His facials are great too.
Hell yeah.
There's so many guys, and if I had to say what's a one piece of advice, then I always wait for guys to ask me for their advice if I'm at a show and he's like, "Did you see my match? What you think?" I don't like going up to guys and just kind of saying, "Hey, motherfucker." If it's somebody I know, I will, but I generally wait. And if I had to say what's the one piece of advice that I have to give people all the time, it's just like, man, your face stays the same the whole fucking time. I can't. I mean, it looks the same if you're hurt. It looks different if you're happy. What the fuck's going on? You know. And that's what people see. He's got really great facials, and I think it's just natural too. That's something you just got to kind of have.
That segment he did backstage with Vince and what was it,
Vicky?
Yeah, that was awesome.
What'd he do?
He walked back there and Vicky tried to stop him, and you know how.
I mean, what was awesome about it? I don't know.
Just everything he does, the way he talks. Like Vince walks up and he's like, "I like you guys." And he's like, "Oh yeah." You know, it's just like,
you like that shit, huh?
Yeah, looking at him like, what do you got to say about that, huh?
What about this? Nope.
Yeah, I'll never forget that one. People ask me a question now, and the answer is no. I almost want to do that.
Every time?
I think when they split them up, they'll all be.
If I had to guess, I would say Ambrose is going to be
He'll be
really
the first
good.
one they'll push.
He's kind of already getting a singles push.
I'm just saying when they split them up or whatever they're going to do with it.
Roman Reigns is going to be something special too.
They'll try something with all three of them.
Yeah.
But then it's going to be up to them individually to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a how big is he? He's Rosie's
He's a
brother,
big fucking
right?
boy. Yeah. He's Rosie's brother. Yeah.
That's a big family right there.
That was funny when I couldn't figure out. I said, man, I know that guy from somewhere. I know I met the motherfucker like 20 times.
Wasn't I the one?
So he looks just like somebody. Who does he look like?
Wasn't I the one that said, that's Rosie's brother, right?
I don't know who said it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Because I had just read it somewhere like that day or something.
And he looked just like in the face.
Yeah.
So Rosie's, obviously Matt's a little bit heavier.
35.
35?
35.
35 what?
Brock's 35.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I thought he was younger than that.
I just looked it up.
So anyway, man, I got to give that Raw fucking as many thumbs as I have, which is 2. I got to give it 2 thumbs up. You only gonna give it 1?
I'll give it 2 thumbs up. Relatively speaking.
What do you think about this guy? Hates everything.
I gotta hold something back.
You
gotta hold something back.
What do you got to
You
hold
can't
back?
just hot shot the whole thing out there at one time.
Did you see Superman?
No, I ain't been anywhere. My wife's been, she had the neck fusion surgery.
Yeah.
I think you have some familiarity with that.
I do.
You had neck fusion?
No.
Ha!
I went to movies all the fucking time when my neck was broke. What's she doing?
Yeah, I can't get her off the fucking couch.
I can deal with that too. So you still haven't seen Star Trek either?
I wanted to see Star Trek before it left the IMAX, but I don't know if that's going to happen. It's probably already gone. Shouldn't on stay.
You saw Superman, right?
Yeah, I saw it Saturday for Absolute Justice.
I might, if I can get her where she'll stay home.
Should we just spoil it for this motherfucker? It ain't our
I don't
fault.
care.
I mean, it's almost made $200 million.
Tell
You
me.
know,
I don't care. Spoil it.
I loved it. I do
I'm
it.
not a big fan of Superman, but I want to see the movie.
See, I wasn't a big fan of it either, but when I saw that trailer, I was like, okay, I'm going to see this shit. And then when I saw it, like, as soon as those lights went out, everybody just got quiet. It was just like, the whole movie. And I just made me, I was like, man, Superman's
Come on.
shit.
Hit me with some funny
Action packed. The most action packed Superman movie ever.
Who was the villain?
Zod.
My favorite.
And some people, here's one of the things that the few things I didn't like about it were actually very big things.
Who played Zod?
Michael Shannon.
I don't know.
You seen 8 Mile?
He was in 8 Mile.
Greg Buell? He was
The stepdad that was banging his wife.
Yeah.
That guy.
that guy.
And he's been doing Boardwalk Empire, and that's what he's known for recently. I thought he did good. I mean, some people said they didn't think he had presence or some shit like that, and I was like, I thought it was
Well, that
fucking
other
great.
guy that did it the first time was so great. It'd probably be hard to follow him.
I was waiting, and this is kind of a spoiler, but it's something that will probably make you enjoy the movie more, did I tell you. I was waiting the entire movie for that motherfucker to say kneel before Zod, and he didn't say it. And it made me mad a little bit. But then I started thinking about, my mentality about heels. If heels do any fucking thing I like, then that's wrong. Then they're not heels. And so I said, okay, once I thought about it like that, I could deal with it.
And you were mad.
I was.
He got you.
He got me. I was
Yeah.
like, God damn it. Motherfucker didn't say it. 2, Superman kills the motherfucker.
That's kind of harsh.
Yes. And because I think they got all of these superhero characters that kill. And what makes Superman different is he's the guy that doesn't. And so They tried to do it in a way where he had to do it to save some people's lives and shit like that. I hope in the next movie they address it. That it bothers him that he killed somebody. Then I could deal with it a little bit more. I mean, I guess we're going to have to deal with it any fucking way.
Then the sidekick, she had weight. So
I guess. Or did she get sucked into the black hole?
I think so. I think she had sex in the black hole too.
Yeah, she should be done. Oh, I mean, once she in that black hole, that's it, ain't it?
That's been my problem.
And they didn't name her Ursa for some reason. That was odd. I guess what's the guy's name that made it? Zack
Snyder.
Yeah, I guess he didn't want to have anything that related to the second movie, Superman 2. Obviously,
now, I've seen the trailer, and in one part, Superman's got a beard.
Yeah,
and then later he doesn't.
He shaved.
What kind of razor do you use?
In the comic books, he would use the heat vision off the mirror, and that's how he shaved.
What'd they do? Just skip over that and let him show up with no beard?
My boy just shaved. He went to his he went to the fortress.
For a razor.
Shit just breaking. When you need to shave, what do? 2, in the beginning of the movie, and I don't know if we talked about this because me and Eric talked about it a little bit Saturday. Jor-El just starts whooping Zod's ass.
First he whipped it slow, then he whipped it real fast.
And they tell the story of how
signifying Zod.
The signifying Zod way down in Krypton deep. The story of the Kryptonians is they kind of fucking jack the shit from Khan. Everybody's genetically engineered. And you're genetically engineered for a purpose. So you're genetically engineered to be a warrior, or just a worker, or genetically engineered to be a scientist.
That's believable.
Yeah, it is very believable. And so you got this genetically engineered scientist who just beats the fuck out of a genetically engineered warrior who is the main heel of the movie.
So he didn't outsmart him somehow?
No, he just started whipping his ass. Fucking, he was double jabbing that motherfucker. I was going, what the fuck is this?
It's Russell Crowe. He went real. We got this gladiator.
Even in a basic storytelling sense, that's not how you set up the main event by jobbing the motherfucker out. Like damn, Zod had to pull out a damn blade and stab the motherfucker because he was getting fucked up so bad.
So if Michael Cole got in the ring and beat the shit out of Mark Henry, that would kind of ruin the whole.
That would ruin the whole thing, which is basically what it was. I was like, why in the fuck is Jor-El beating the shit out of Zod?
I was popping. Go back to this for a second. Victoria actually watched Raw with me this morning, which is the first time she's done that in 20 years. And she was watching the whole Mark Henry thing, and I admitted, all right, you got me.
Right.
I was like this. He's beating up Cena, and I was like, yeah. And as soon as he got done, she goes, is he still retiring? I said, fuck no! Damn it.
You see that damn vine I put up?
I didn't get to click on it because I was driving.
Oh, okay, I'll show it to you when I leave. And before you leave. But yeah, I didn't like that part.
Why is it in all these superhero movies they always kill the villain at the end?
I don't fucking know. It started with Batman. When they would do the Batman would kill the fuck out, or not that necessarily if he would kill him, but they would end up dead.
It's kind of hard to.
And you know what happens when you dead?
You don't come back.
You're no longer alive.
Unless it's a soap opera.
Well, Joker didn't die in the movie.
They killed that motherfucker 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, they did.
In the Dark Knight?
Yeah. Didn't that motherfucker fall off that building?
He just hung there. I thought.
I don't remember. Well, they killed the first one, didn't they?
I thought he just hung there. He was just swinging. He was going to fall, but Batman hung him up. So
is that right? I can't
so.
remember.
As much trouble as that motherfucker caused, I think I'd cut him loose.
But I think that's what he wanted.
Get loose. See, I can deal with Batman killing.
Batman was being Batman didn't give him what he wanted.
Oh,
but Superman is supposed to be the Jesus Smith of comics. He's supposed to be the one that don't kill. If I was Batman, I'd be killing shit everybody. All them motherfuckers.
Punisher will kill a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Punisher ain't scared.
Motherfucker killed the Hulk. You killed the Hulk, you don't give a fuck.
I tell you what, too, what normally makes why Superman is generally a hard movie to do is he's like the Hulk. The best Hulk movie ever was The Avengers. And that's because you can't get heat on the Hulk. You can't get heat on the Hulk. And you can't really get heat on Superman. He's got so much power. He's so fucking powerful. It's just like you just don't buy it when he's getting beat. And so with the Avengers, why that worked is because they got the heat on the Avengers. Mm-hmm. And then the Hulk came in for the fucking big save. Yeah. That's why it was the best Hulk movie ever. Came in for the big hot tag. Finished, blew his comeback, whooped that ass. So maybe when they do the Justice League, they'll have Superman in that vein.
Punisher figured out he couldn't whoop the Hulk's ass, didn't he?
Shot David Banner in the fucking brain. Did you ever see that book?
No.
He
It's a,
threw a tracking device. He said, "Fuck it, I ain't fighting this motherfucker." He threw a tracking device on him, followed him around until he turned into David Banner and shot his ass.
Oh god, hey, that's
it was like The Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe. It's a book like that or something like that.
it's kind of like how Del Rio kind of got Dolph. You know, just
Yeah.
waited and kicked
Waited
him in
out.
the head a lot and pinned him.
Waited till he was done.
Yeah.
Kick the shit out of him. Man, I wish Dolph still had that belt. That was one of the best title changes of all time, him cashing in that Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah, he'll
Just
get
that crowd reaction.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will. I was like, man, why even do that? But at the same time, you keep Del Rio in the hunt
Well,
or
if
in
he
the
wasn't
game.
hurt, it probably wouldn't have done it.
Do you think they should combine those belts? We've talked about this before. I know you told me why they don't do it, but what do you think?
From a business standpoint, I mean, I got to agree with business.
What do you think?
I think they don't. I think they actually kind of leave them like this, the way they are now. I mean, I would like it to be one belt because then I think it adds more. You know, like okay, I think it adds flavor to the title matches now. It's not the same. You have to do the same 2 or 3 matches on pay-per-view.
You don't find it confusing, like which belt is more prestigious or whatever?
Oh no, I know which belt's more prestigious.
Yeah, it devalues, no doubt, the world heavyweight
Yeah, it
title
does.
is
I'm not
devalued
wrong.
because that WWE belt is the #1 belt.
I thought for a while, like, you know how much I love the stuff, the Mid-Atlantic Jim Crockett Promotions?
Right.
I thought for a while there, those motherfuckers had too many damn belts. It's like everybody in the company had a belt.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, it was just like, shit. I mean,
They could probably, I mean, if they were going to do anything, they were going to get rid of them. I don't think they need to get rid of the number of belts. Some of those belts, like the Intercontinental to me, just fucking, like I say, I mean, I don't even understand what that means. You wrestle on continents, so unless there's an ocean belt, that Intercontinental
What
belt
did
is
we
a
talk
fucking
about?
world title. Yeah,
what it was when they came up with it. in
yeah, 50 fucking
1979
years
or
ago,
whatever.
but that doesn't hold water anymore.
Well, it used to be like through the Hogan era and whatever. That was like the #1 contender
Mhm.
to the heavyweight. But now they got what else? They got the U.S.
The
belt.
U.S. belt,
What does that mean?
United States
Champion of
champion.
the United States.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty. That's pretty definitive. But if you're the champion of all the continents, like the Intercontinental Championship is,
So if you
that's the
end up-
same fucking thing as the world title.
If you're floating on a boat, then you're not.
There, yeah, fuck them boats, man. Ain't nobody floating on no boat.
Outstanding.
That's right. They should just bring a European title
They
back.
should
I'd
bring
rather
back-
have the European title back and get rid of the Intercontinental.
They should bring the European title back. Do you think WWE could ever expand itself, its own brand in the territories like the NWO used to do, or do you think that wouldn't behoove them?
They wouldn't.
Because there'd be everything in it for the territory and nothing in it for them.
Fans being so wrapped up in that mob mentality of having to have their team, they want to be on WWE. That's why when they brought in WCW and they were going to try to have another WCW,
Mm-hmm.
WWE fans was like, no, we're WWE. Even though it was all the same shit.
Right.
That's why they wouldn't really buy ECW.
Well, what do you think?
Because we want to be WWE.
What do you think would happen if they said like, all right, we got WWE Europe,
hmm
and there was some company in Europe, and they would.
I mean, that company would probably do well in
Then they
Europe.
could have the European title over there, whoever
Yeah.
the European champion is. Let
That'd
it
be
some-
nice.
And then bring him in to Raw every month.
They could do it in Japan.
Yeah, have some Japanese guy come in. See, one of the things I
Why it gotta be Japanese?
Yeah, why can't it just be a guy that's
Yeah.
a champion over
Yeah. And what about Stan Hansen? He's no good. He's no good to you.
motherfucker's 80.
Hey
It
man.
still matters.
No, but I thought one of the things, like I thought WCW, as much shit as everybody talks, had some really good stuff going on. I thought the way he would bring in the luchadors and the Japanese guys and all that stuff.
Of course, for a long while they had a lot of good shit going on. They were fucking dominating the business.
The cruiserweight division was
Well, you
awesome.
tired over there, man? You know, every time you yawn, a ghost sticks his cock in your mouth.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Oh wow.
Think about that.
That just made me lose my train of thought.
I'm glad.
Said
You were fucking
WCW
going nowhere with this shit.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't like that. You don't have to agree with stuff like that.
What? What's that?
WCW going nowhere.
Oh, they were doing awesome for a
No,
while.
yeah,
They had a
they-
lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, them bringing all those luchadors in fucking definitely changed cruiserweight
That's
wrestling.
what I missed about being back in California because I used to watch Nitro twice because it would come on at 5.
And then you watched the
Come on
fucking
again at
play.
8. Yep, come on at 5. And then come on again at 8.
You watched the whole show twice?
Not the whole show.
Yeah,
So
you
at
guys
5
were
o'clock
dedicated.
I watch it. 5 o'clock I watch it. So then when Raw comes on, then if I want to watch another match that I saw on Nitro, then I'm like, oh, okay.
What about Thunder? Did you have any love for Thursday Night Thunder?
There were certain episodes. There's certain episodes.
Toward the end of the last run of WCW, when the last 6 months or whatever, they were filming Nitro and Thunder on the same night. And so you got 3 hours of fucking Nitro and 2 hours of Thunder, 5 fucking hours. Man, by the end of Thunder, fucking nobody would be there. And the people that were there, they'd been fucking watching wrestling for 4.5, 5 hours at this point. And they're just fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
And I know we did one show one time, and I guess they didn't advertise it as being a Nitro and Thunder taping. One of the many reasons that they fucking went out of business. And so when Nitro went over, them motherfuckers started fucking leaving. They had to get on that damn house mic and say, "Ladies and gentlemen," tell them that we're still doing Thunder.
Yeah.
But so many people fucking, it was an exodus of fans. I was like, man, it was a brutal one. But like, I bet for that particular Thunder, man, I bet there was less than 1,000 people there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I remember we were working for WCW back in whenever business was really bad, 91, 92.
We who?
It was me and Chuck.
Chin lock for Chuck Coates.
And we went to a show. It was a TV taping. I mean, this was back, like, before Bischoff took over. It was back when Jim Hurd or one of them guys was doing their thing. We went to a TV taping in Warner Robins, Georgia, I think is where it was. And it was one of these buildings that holds like 20,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I bet there weren't 500 people in there.
So did y'all have plenty of space?
Oh, it was horrible. I mean, they were freaking out. They were out there, like, moving people around and making them go sit over here. You couldn't hide it because, they'd come out the curtain or wherever they had the curtain set up. You could just see all the empty seats because they put everybody right around the ring on one side.
Right.
And it was like, damn, it was bad. And then they did something stupid. That was right when they turned Ricky Morton heel. Remember when they put him with the York Foundation?
Oh,
Richard?
yeah.
Yeah, and it was something. I
I
don't
like
remember
that.
what they had done, but like,
I wasn't a fan of that.
yeah, I didn't like it either. But it was something like the fans in the building didn't know that he was a heel yet, or something like that, and he was out there trying to do the gimmick because I don't know.
But didn't he
The
like?
show hadn't aired or something.
He had like some kind of like leather pants and shit with like little tassels on them, or some kind of crate. Like,
I don't know, grew a damn 5 o'clock shadow.
I don't
and
fucking
was out
know.
there going, ah.
can't hate Ricky Morton.
No.
He's one of the guys you just can't hate.
You just can't hate. I always wonder too, like when they wanted to turn something, like want to split one of these tag teams up,
Uh-huh.
like the Rockers, or why didn't they take the one that nobody liked to start with and let him be the heel?
They always take the one that people like.
Yeah, and then try to then put him against the other guy, which buries the other guy.
So they should have turned Marty.
Should have turned Marty. Should have turned Robert. The story's right there. He's jealous. Sean gets all the attention. Marty gets pissed off. Turns on Sean. Marty would have had heat. He could have been a good heel. They try to make Sean a heel. He's a heel for a couple months, and then people start liking him, so they turn him back. Just don't sell that one either.
There you go. There you fucking have it. When's your next show, Eric?
Next show, July 6th. No, take that back. June 28th. I'm wrestling in June 28th. I'm wrestling in Concord.
Concord.
Yeah.
That's my grandparents
For
are from.
the
really?
International Death Squad, or whoever those guys are.
No.
Sweet Dreams.
No.
Who's it for?
Pro Wrestling Evo.
Evo?
Uh-huh.
What kind of car? Who you working at?
Actually, I'm working with Joe Black.
I met him.
You met him one time?
Nah.
Couldn't get it out fast.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I'm wrestling him. He actually, when I first started training, like, he was there with me. And then a couple years later, he started training. So this would be kind of cool.
Pro Wrestling Evo. I don't think I know a lot about this company.
Yeah, it's actually their last show that they're having. So,
So fuck it.
yeah. Why
Yeah.
not?
Is this the Fuck It All show?
Yeah.
And then the next night is June 29th. I need to put this little graphic up. I promise I'll talk about it. June 29th will be the PWX. It's all about me. IPPVV. What? Internet pay-per-view is what we get. Main event is Caleb Conley against the Hate Machine, Kevin Steen. Amber O'Neal will be in action, and some other chicks on here. I can't tell who they are. Looks like Joey Lethal, Kyle O'Reilly, Cedric, the sports entertainer.
Yeah.
Cedric, the sports entertainer.
Yes, that's him.
I like Jay Lethal too.
Yeah, Jay Lethal's good, man.
Where's he out of?
Ring of Honor.
I know that. Where's he live?
Oh fuck, I don't know.
I think it's Jersey.
Yeah, he's the Jersey guy. Well, this one says Concord too.
I think it's in the same.
There's a lot of.
Oh, they're at the arena that Evo was running at.
The night before, so they're doing that arena the same 2 nights in a
No, it's
row.
a different.
Somebody
okay.
just had a show in Concord like Friday or Saturday night too. That's why I was asking.
You know what? I saw some posters there at the last
It's
show.
got a big skull and crossbones on it.
Shit, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And then after that, it's just, you know.
The skull and the crossbones, that might be Joe Black. If you
was
think
those,
about it.
Yeah.
Do you remember the International Death Squad? We had a match against them one time. It was two big old 400-pound guys.
Who had a match against him?
Me and you.
We did?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's those guys.
Was it good?
I just saw the advertisement.
No, I mean, was the match that we had with them good?
I don't remember it. Probably not.
Is that a good sign when you can't? I can't remember a lot of shit though, so I don't fucking know.
Is that those concussions we were talking about?
Yeah.
I go to these shows and people come to me, hey Mike, how you doing, man? Remember that night? And I'm like,
No.
No.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You ever feel like a dick when you can't remember people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I try to play it off and just go, hey man, how you been? And then they walk away and whoever's with me be like, you don't know who the fuck.
Yeah. I'll get real honest with people sometimes. I'll be like, I just don't have a fucking clue who you are. And but sometimes I try to play it off at first. Like see if I can get some clues out of context of what they're saying, where I knew them from.
I'd rather people be like that than people just like, hey, and then not remember, you know.
Well, man, like too, like I think this will come. I mean, keep in mind this is my 23rd year, so I'm going into 24 years. Keep in mind how many autograph signings I've done. While I'm sitting there writing names down. I think my brain just did something. Was like, fuck names. You know, we're done remembering these people's names because there's 9 times out of 10. Even it has to be 99.9999 repeating out of 10 or 100 or whatever. I'm never going to see these people again.
That's with the little line over it.
Yeah, I'm never going to see them ever again. And so I don't. And then sometimes I'll meet somebody and I'm just in that train of thought that I'm never going to meet them again.
Mm-hmm. So
and so I was like,
the memory.
yeah, my hard drive is
Use up the
fucking
disk
full.
space.
Yeah, my disk space getting low.
Do you ever tell them that?
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
remember me next time? No, I'm sorry, man. I don't have enough available
No,
disk space.
sometimes they'll tell me the first and last name. By the time they get to the last name, I've already forgot the first name. And they'll come to me like moments later telling me, and I'm like, what's your name again? I'll do it in the autograph
I've done
signings. They'll
that.
tell me the name.
I've done that a couple
I'll write
times.
2. No, what was it again?
Yeah.
I just don't remember names no more. If I give you a nickname though, we set. We set for
I
life.
think that's kind of how, like, when we, like, at training, like, when we get new trainees, like, we'll give them nicknames.
Yeah.
So, like, we give them nicknames, and that's how I remember.
What do you call Jim?
Well, Jim, he came a couple times. I mean, so I just call him Jim for now.
Yeah.
Waiting on
Let's make up a name.
I'm pretty sure
For Jim Hall?
Trevor will come up with something.
Hassenpfeffer.
What the fuck is a Hassenpfeffer?
If you ever see that Bugs Bunny cartoon, you'll get that joke.
Are they still making Bugs Bunny cartoons?
No, it's a rerun. They're
Do they still
syndication
show
now.
Bugs Bunny reruns?
Yes.
I
You gotta
haven't
watch
seen
Boomerang.
Bugs Bunny. Boomerang. Yeah, that's true. That's a good call. I watch a lot of fucking kid shows with the kids here, so.
I'll watch them myself because I'm just very immature.
How about Thunder the Barbarian? I tweeted about him
I
earlier
don't
this
know about
morning.
that, man. I've been thinking about that all day.
He-Man versus Thunder the Barbarian?
I think He-Man might take him.
Think so? The strength factor.
He's
Do-
the
do-
master
do
of
you-
the universe.
Do you know Thunder the Barbarian?
Yeah.
Really? How old are you, youngster?
I'm 28, but I watched.
Motherfucker, you don't know Thunder the
watched
Barbarian.
Boomerang.
Trust me, when I was at my grandma's house, when they was still on Cartoon Network,
Yeah?
that's when I was watching Thundar, the Centurions, and
What about
Oh,
Space Ghost? You like Space
Space
Ghost?
Ghost?
I like Space
I used to
Ghost.
love
He had a
fucking
talk
Space
show
Ghost.
for a while.
yeah, Coast to Coast. Yeah.
I like you said that shit like he was a real person.
Are you old enough to remember Barney's Army?
No.
You don't remember that off WRAL? That shit
No.
was great.
Who the fuck is Barney?
Yeah.
It was a afternoon after school show where he was like the host of this little cartoon show. He was a little graphic on a TV screen.
I hate it. I hate the concept of it already.
No, you'd love it because
What about the Herculoids?
yeah, I remember the Herculoids, that little thing that would shoot.
Yeah, shoot the little.
the
Yeah.
little Roman candle.
Yeah,
on
Motherfucker,
his head.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
was just thinking
It was a
about
Roman candle.
And then there was the big Chewbacca looking thing that was made out of rock or something.
Yeah, and there's
Yep.
2 blobs.
The
Yeah,
blobs.
two little
The big
blobs.
blob and little blob. Yeah.
And the mom and dad.
I think I hear my blob calling for me downstairs. You hear him?
Is that what it was? I thought
Yeah, it's little Sebastian.
Outstanding.
Little Sebastian. My first Father's Day this past weekend.
I sent you a Happy Father's Day thing and you snubbed me.
He
I
was
did?
watching the pay-per-view.
I guess.
Oh, no, I was at my dad's house, man. My dad has a damn, where he lives is the black hole of cell phone service.
Where does he live now? Out towards Wilson somewhere?
Yeah, Kinley, North Carolina.
I wonder what kid-
It's not far away, but it drops off. When you get there, you just And I'm one of those people, man, like I'm constantly looking at my phone and shit, and like when I don't have service, it just bothers me.
That almost makes you go into a panic.
Yeah, like I know I'm gonna get something serious. Somebody's gonna need to reach me. I'm so fucking important to this planet that if I don't have cell phone service, the fucking world will implode. Yeah, that shit does bother me. So fucking stupid. So anyway, man, what else we got good? You got anything coming up? Any big shows? Big Daddy?
All I can say is we're working on our next Omega event.
We are?
Probably don't want to spill those details until we get them worked out. But there is something in the works.
Yep. Possibly
Always
two.
Possibly
three.
Three. I got some irons in the fire there. But they will be posted when the time is right. You announced the DVD. The DVD's on sale from our last event.
Boom! I put that graphic up there for our viewers.
That one's actually available.
Highspots.com.
We still have Chinlock for Chuck DVDs available on the Chinlock for Chuck and the Omega Championship Wrestling Facebook pages.
And to support the sport DVD, not only is Arik on there, against Rick Converse, myself, Matt Hardy, C.W. Anderson, Steve Carino, Davey Richards, Kyle O'Reilly, Caprice Coleman, Cedric, the sports entertainer, Alexander from Ring of Honor,
Trevor Lee, Andrew Everett,
Trevor Lee, and the Chiva Kid, now known as Andrew Everett. Two guys that are just going to they got bright futures.
Mickey Gambino,
Adam Page, those guys had a really good match. I don't know if you got to see that.
The Man Scout.
That's my favorite match. I got to give credit. That's my favorite match of the card. No disrespect to... I'm talking about more than I like my match. Caleb Conley and the Man Scout, Jake Manning.
They just mesh so well, man.
They do.
That gimmick Jake does.
It's unique. That's a unique gimmick.
It's unique.
And he's good.
Yes.
Because a lot of people get gimmicks to cover up the fact that they can't do shit. So if you get a gimmick and your ass can actually work at the same time, that's when you can make money with it. Him taking out his little scout book and the rule book and shit and reading it.
I told you about that. You couldn't wait to see that.
Yeah, because I didn't get to see it. I never seen him do it.
You see him drinking out of the canteen?
The canteen.
Well, remember you were on that PWG show with him a couple years ago.
Yeah, but I didn't get to see him.
Yeah, because I think he smacked the hell out of ODB or something. Or he gave her a backbreaker. And everybody just lost it. He gave him his little combination backbreaker thing. Kind of like the lethal injection. Everybody lost their mind, man.
Yeah.
Because they was, he's the Man Scout for a little bit.
That was my favorite match of that card. That match is worth the DVD alone.
And Caleb Conley is outstanding.
You like these young pretty boys, don't you? I'm detecting a pattern here.
Hey, I just gotta give credit where
he likes them blondes.
He's got a nice
man, dude. It's 2013. Just come out.
All right, he's got a nice mouth.
Just come out. You know what I'm saying, Eric Royal? Let it go. I don't judge.
No,
I still love you.
He's outstanding.
Just stay over there.
Really?
Just stay over there. Just stay over there. That's all I'm saying. Don't get touched. What I tell Kanyon when Chris Kanyon came out and told me he was gay, he said, "I'm gay. Does that bother you?" And I go, "I'm not. Does that bother you?" Motherfucker, we boys.
What did he say after that?
He said that was the best reply he had of everybody he came out to. He said that was the best reply he had. I said, man, shit ain't nothing gonna change, but
yeah, man.
Anyway, cool. Eric, thanks for doing the show, man. I'm gonna have you back. We need to talk more about you coming up, your big adventures on the indie scene.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah.
I think you got a good future, man. You work hard and you keep working hard. I know you was a big old boy. You're still a big guy in general, but you're much bigger. And you work really hard getting yourself in great shape. The last couple of times I've seen you been really phenomenal, and I honestly mean that. I'm not fucking blowing smoke just because you're on my show. Because if somebody sucks, I'm not afraid to tell them.
Right.
I'll try to be nicer about it these days. I'm getting soft in my older age, but no, man. I think you're tremendously talented. I think you got a bright future. Enjoyed having you on. That's why we had you on the Omega show. We don't want nobody on our shit that sucks.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That hasn't been the case so far, but. Whoa! Now I think every show we've done with Omega so far has been really good. So we look forward to having you again on that. And I want to see you on the 28th. I'll see you on the 20th. Oh no, you won't be on the 29th. That's some bullshit.
I might. Yeah. Well, hey, powers that be. But
I'll be back. Hang out. I'll be back with CWF. Because I had a little beef going on the other night.
Yeah. I don't.
Hey man, don't be touching my belt.
Yeah.
Touch my belt. I get angry.
He disrespect. Hey,
tried to grab the big strap.
Who grabbed?
Zane Dawson. Zane Amateur him tried to use it as a weapon, man. This ain't It's expensive. It ain't mine. And I ain't trying to pay for that motherfucker if it gets broke.
I'm surprised.
Plus, it's mine.
I'm surprised he could pick it up.
That's a heavy-ass championship belt. TopRopeBelts.com. That is awesome shit.
You better make sure the snaps are snapped good on that thing before you go walking out.
I'm going to have to insure the motherfucker. I damn sure ain't trying to pay for it.
That heavyweight title's heavy too. Like,
which one, the Mid-Atlantic title?
Yeah, that one's heavy too.
I like that. Have you seen that belt?
Yeah. Looks like kind of like the old Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah. I like that shit. So anyway, thanks again for doing the show. Big Daddy,
me,
as always. We'll see you next time. We got some good guests coming up, but no beans shall be spilled. Heaven forbid.
Highway to Helms.
Yep.